That is the word. I censor myself.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I don't care if you sing into the song back at home by yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like when I'm in public, when I'm in crowds, I try to censor myself because it's not me to say.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Because like there's a lot of things going on in social media these days. We just
Right.
want to normalize everything,
Yep.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's some certainty you cannot.
Yeah.
This we have a boundary. There's
Yeah.
no way you're trying to do it.
And
True.
usually,
Somebody's giving you a pass on that.
and usually, right,
Pass on that.
when I've had people like I've had Arabs, I've had white people talk to me about, oh, why is it that black people can say the word nigger and other people can't say it?
Right.
And that goes back to what I just said, that words have no meaning without context. That
Right.
it's not in my place to see a woman and just say, yo, what's up, bitch?
Yeah.
Damn right. Damn
true,
right.
Yeah.
true.
Say that.
But if another woman walks up to her and say that, there's a context to it because they can relate based on that gender,
True.
right?
Right.
True.
And that's
Yeah.
the context. That's the social context to it. And
True.
now, if you're not black and you're trying to say that to me, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
We don't belong into that same social context to use that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you use a much more gender neutral word like, yo, what's up, man? I get it
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah.
both man.
Yeah.
But if a black
What
guy
up, man?
use-
What up, bro? Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
so if a
Specific,
black
yeah.
guy use that word nigger with me, the social context is already established.
Right.
So I don't get why people don't get that, especially
Right.
white people that
Right.
they feel like they got to use that word because it's a reminder of
There's a
slave
lot of
era and a
experience.
lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
the inhumane
Experience,
treatment
yeah.
that goes around during that period.
Yeah.
Right.
So since a lot of people been like, oh, y'all be talking about race too much, I don't really want us to dwell too
Yeah.
much on
No,
that.
but like
Yeah.
for me personally, I have a lot of black friends, so I think I have enough respect to say it amongst my friends.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't say it
Yeah.
randomly
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
say
A
that.
lot of-
Yeah, which is okay.
A lot of black people will tell you this. They give like sometimes they give their white
Yeah.
friends,
Uh-huh.
brown
Exceptional,
friends, like,
yeah.
yo,
Most
you can say
of
this
the time.
but
Right.
not outside. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta,
Right.
well, basically, you yourself, you gotta know when to
Yeah,
not
I
say
mean,
Yeah.
what to
I
not
mean
say.
myself, like I always give people like processes. Like there was I was here. There was this Chinese kid who was like extremely drunk.
Uh-huh.
I was like, what's up, my nigga? I was like, yo, I'm not your nigga.
Right.
And don't
Yeah.
say this.
Damn
Yeah, I
right.
mean, you cannot just go.
yeah. I said,
like, say
don't
stuff like that.
this again because
Right.
I know you're drunk.
Right.
He said second time I was like, I'm going to warn you for the last time. Don't ever say this again.
Right.
Like you don't know me.
You don't know me. I'm
Yeah,
not
as
your
long
nigga.
as
So I was
like
don't say it. Like
if-
I'm gonna give you the step. Like I know you're drunk. I have to consider the alcohol.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Maybe your black friends might be like,
Right.
oh yeah, you can say, but
Uh-huh.
not outside.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always want my white friend. You can say this around me, but not outside.
Yeah.
Right. And if
Same.
you say it outside and I'm there, you get beat. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because there's no context between
True.
that you and
Right.
that
True.
person.
Yeah.
There's no established relationship.
so basically,
It's like, I don't know you like
you gotta
that.
respect.
Yeah.
You gotta respect your surrounding and
Yeah.
like the people around
Exactly.
you. You can't just throw out
Exactly.
random words.
And
Even with
like me, I've never
and
find
maybe
myself
other
using the
race
cracker
they have
word.
other words
I
that
can't even.
I
know it.
I can't even use that word. I can't
No
even use
way.
that word for sure. Like
exactly, like each race has words that are more particular to them, that even though you're a person of color, you just still can't use it.
yep.
Right.
You know, and that's a lot of things that black people demand, but we just don't get it. So just to move a little bit from that, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pick up on you because you're the only female. You're actually the first female we ever brought on the pod.
Yeah.
I'm
So
all
I'm
okay.
just happy because
Need a round of applause for her. Like,
yeah. Gunshot, man. We need to give her some gunshot.
I don't set up that. Man. I don't set that up. I don't set that up. I'm sorry.
Because like
Yeah.
Post production.
yeah.
Get her a gunshot.
yeah. Because
Okay.
I'm a lot of more gender sensitive now because there's a huge feminism movement all around the
Right.
world whereby if you're not really gender sensitive, you're immediately labeled as a misogynist, right? So that's why like I kept having that conversation with him that we need to bring a female voice on the pod.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we're really glad to have you here. So it's not like I'm
Yeah.
picking on
Outing.
you. I just want us to have that female perspective, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you like just to backtrack a little bit
Right.
to Tinder, right? I'm not dwelling on that. I'm not dwelling on that.
The title of this episode is Tinder.
Yeah, I know. So
Like I was so
think it would
happy
be
that we were
interesting
quiet about
because
Tinder
people
until he
don't
mentioned
hear
it
from
again.
my
You know
female
what?
perspective.
We were
yeah.
speaking, and I don't think we introduced. Everybody introduced themselves. Like,
Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
no,
I don't
don't
know
worry.
that.
Like,
We'll
it's
go that
like-
later.
we're gonna have
You gotta-
the byline pop up on the
No,
video.
but still, you gotta introduce.
Okay,
you have
let's
new people
let's
on.
the
You know,
mid-
like
the
she's
midway introduction.
midway introduction. Exactly.
Meet and greet.
Just in case nobody didn't know us out.
Exactly.
Back
Like
test
you know.
1 2 1 2. My name is
Testing
Joel.
ng song.
My name is Joy, aka Authority. And who are you?
Yeah.
All right, Junior, aka Django, aka the Black Kid, aka
the Russian
whatever you
boy.
want to call me. I don't know, but don't say nigga to me. That's all. I don't know. I'm good with that.
Taramdeep. Just call me Deep.
Oh, deep.
I'm gonna call you deep anyway.
We mean deep. You feel me?
TDeep94 on Instagram.
Okay.
And shout out to Fruity Nigga.
Oh, okay.
She introduce herself one more
Yeah.
time.
Just I don't have anything like this guy. I'm just on Instagram doing my shit.
Oh, you have Instagram.
That's more like
I'm no one.
That's
Yeah.
more-
Introduce your Tinder, like.
So
your Tinder
into someone
profile
on
thing,
Tinder,
like-
yeah.
Nah, but the thing is, they're not gonna find her. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You never know. Random. You
You,
know,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you,
random,
you can recommend.
Well,
You
You
can
found
recommend.
her, so you know.
Yeah.
shit,
okay.
like-
I think I know how I found her. I think it was because I decided to change the
Shawty
age
wanna
limit.
revive me. You can
yeah.
Young
Yeah,
buck.
because I do that.
Order, right?
Well, yeah, that's how it is. I
Okay.
just I think that was
You can-
how it made me match with her because
Yeah.
I added the
Age.
age limit because before I did like I think it was like 18 to like no not 18. I did from like 20 to like 25 and then
18 is still legal. Don't
and
worry.
then-
18 is legal.
Yeah, so I get it. Like you,
18 is
sometimes you
legal.
gotta play around. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you change the kilometers.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Like maybe
True,
spread it out or maybe
Yeah.
put it more closer.
It's still
how
legal.
what the distance like did you put on Tinder?
I think 20 to 40 kilometers. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't even remember mine.
I've been in fucking RCA and match someone from.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Before we get up, you so basically you got no link, no page
I
to
have
promote.
Instagram though. If you wanna follow me, Mary Mattress.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Mine Opal Crazy. And yours is
TDeep94
okay.
and Fruity Nigar.
Okay.
Okay.
And also my YouTube channel, The Black Kid.
Okay, I like
Okay.
that.
Damn right. Uh-huh.
The Black Kid. Yeah.
Yep.
My name is Anthony at Grooving Tony on Twitter and Instagram,
shit.
man.
Okay, by the way, I was gonna ask him, but did he swipe right? But he said like
Oh.
he just did it unconsciously, so like don't play.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna choice.
yeah,
But yeah,
Bad
don't get your
bitches is
feelings
the only
hurt.
thing that I like. That's the type of thing. That's the type of thing.
So yeah, we were on.
You guys all tripping. Man.
Oh hell yeah!
on the topic of saying
Yeah,
the
it's
word
the
and
beer.
the race. So
Already?
anything else you
On
wanna
you,
add?
probably.
No. You want to ask
Go
something?
on.
I'm good.
So yeah, so just to piggyback to what I was saying, because I
Okay.
feel like you
Right.
guys really want to get out of Tinder so bad and whatnot.
Yep, hell
But
yeah.
like everybody does it. It's very normalized anyway. So
Uh-huh.
It's okay.
so what I'm trying to say is that you swipe a black person for the first time,
Right.
and that's like your first connection to a black person.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really difficult in the sense that since you've never been with one, that it might be a little bit, you don't have those stereotypes and prejudice against black people. Like I asked you earlier, you said no, you don't have any of
No.
those. So I feel like, do pop culture have any effect on that? Like listening to hip hop, rap, and seeing Chris Brown and all these artists, these black artists being superstars and being celebrated, does it have any effect that, oh, black people are cool people actually?
Black.com.
It's like I grew up with it. I cannot say for other people, but I grew up with it. I grew up watching basketball, as you know,
Okay.
like
okay.
hip hop and all of that. I
Okay.
just never get a chance to meet one in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
As funny as it may sound. So yeah. So when I first met him, we kind of had a conversation that had those things related. So I don't feel uncomfortable. I feel okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because one of the reasons why I asked that question is that there are people who want validation
Right.
because they are pop culture fans like hip hop, basketball, rap, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And for them to feel validated, they want to date a black person
Yeah.
to feel like I'm cool.
Yeah.
Because take it or leave it, there are people who date black because they want to act cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like yo,
Oh,
based
yeah.
off of the things
Yeah.
they see
True,
on the
true,
media,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So
True.
that's why I'm trying to say, like, does that have
And
an impact?
I want to be like, yo, I'm deep.
I go deep. You feel me?
Yo, but
I told you, this is your name.
But the thing is, like, well, Taramdeep, yeah, that's my name given to me. So like, I'm cool. I go deep. I don't care.
But you
like,
chose
Yeah.
you chose the nickname Deep.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah,
that.
because like everybody on campus used to call him Big Deep, Big Deep.
And again, on
Yeah.
on the website when I was like editing something, I kept separating the Taram from the Dip.
Yeah, 'cause you know how to spell my name. What the hell?
Holy shit.
It was like, my name is Taramdeep. Yo, I want the Dip.
The deep alone. You want the deep alone.
No, but like what you said about like relationship, having a black girlfriend or boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't like if I would say that in that context. Like even if a friendship, you should start off as a friendship. Maybe like did you ever have any black friends? Like not in terms of having a relationship at first. It's just like
Never.
a black friend, a black person just as a friend. No.
No,
Do,
never.
do you feel like there's still a
Social
lot
media
more
era.
people out there like you who don't have black friends or have never had interactions with black people?
Oh, sorry.
Do you feel like there are other people like you out there who've never had interactions with black people?
Yeah, like a lot because like I said, I grew up in Thai school.
Yep.
I don't walk outside around Bang Na, my area, and see black guys.
Damn right. I understand.
Yeah, it's
But
it's like that.
Go ahead, say it.
No, continue. Yeah.
No,
what-
so I was gonna say like in terms of friendship, like this is even before grade 1. I had like a black person as a friend, like so. Shout out to Abdul. I don't know where you are right now. In the world,
Wait.
That was-
What's his
I
name
was
though?
in Sanskrit school. Like I don't know if anybody knows that. Like this is before grade 1, so like probably KG and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And there was this girl named Fadu. Like they're both from I think they were Nigerians if I'm not wrong, but
Definitely not Nigeria.
No,
I don't know.
it
Maybe.
sounds like
Might be.
Maybe
Abdul might be
Mali
from
or-
Mali.
No.
Yeah.
Abdul,
From,
no,
no.
Wait, what's his last name? What's his
I
last
I
name
don't
though?
know. Yo, I knew him since we were like babies. So,
Oh shit.
you
Okay.
know. So yeah, like that was as a
private
friendship
Liberian.
of a person who is of another color. So
Yeah.
I just because I feel if you are only talking in terms of a relationship with a black person, I want your perspective of a friendship with a black person more than just going straight off to a relationship.
Well,
So yeah.
if I want to add a little bit to that topic.
That could be good because you can tell that based
Yeah.
on your perspective.
Well, here's the thing, right? So basically, I've had the experience like which I explained, which I used to talk about back then in the previous. I think that was in the second episode, right? Which I was the only black person in the school. That is one, and the second one, which I have about the opinion, is that a friend of mine, like actually recently, that was like somewhere last week. It was this Thai guy. His name is Pat. So I've known him, like we met in uni for like 2 years already now. And what happened was that this guy as soon as he saw me, right? So it was like, yo, like bro, let's go play snooker. Like we were talking in Thai. So it was like when we went to play pool actually. So what happened was that it was like he took a moment like while we're playing pool, and then he made a confession and said like, yo, you know what? I feel so cool and so happy right now just to be with you because I've never had a black friend.
Exactly.
And I was like, for a moment, I was like, do I feel like I should deserve a reward or something? because for a moment, I was like, okay, I'm happy that you said that, but I think to me it's normal. Like I'm a fellow human being like you, but the way how he expressed it, I was like, oh, okay, I feel so honored, like to just be your friend right now.
That's a good thing though, because like some people might have a what's happening.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's all good.
So like some people might have like a bad intention where like someone says that and like, oh shit, what? Because just I'm black, that's why you want to be my friend.
Hell yeah.
So it's
Oh.
a good thing for you that you took it as a good intention, like okay, maybe he's actually just
man.
feeling like that, like is that yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So
it's-
he can bridge it, like because you can cross culture. and, like,
yeah, definitely. And like what you said about being black, it's also I've faced that part, like the worst part of it, which is like being a black person, and it's like getting bullied from my friends, like from like first grade to like 8th grade, which is like that is the worst experience ever. But then later on, I felt like I started to get the love back from them, like those friends who used to bully me like back then. Right now, they're like totally cool with me. It's like even the time when I came back from Nigeria, that time I felt that love, like the love that I felt from them, I didn't even had from them like back then when I was in grade school. But as soon as I came back, they were like, "Yo, Junior, come on, let's go out." I was like, Really? Like, you guys
So,
don't love me that much?
what do you think? Why the perspective changed? Like,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on that? Why suddenly, like, because you said they're bullying you before, and like suddenly now you're all grown up and shit, and they're like, oh, maybe I should be his friend now. Like, and how did you like forgive them, or how did you become friends with them? Like, since you said they're bullying you, right?
Yeah.
When you were younger, and
Yeah.
like, so what made you say, okay? What was the connection where, okay, I see they bullied me before, but now they want to be cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to be cool with them since they did some shit to me when I was younger?
Well, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I think it was because I was so used to like getting bullied at that time. So I was like, as soon as the more I grew, the more I felt like I should give no fucks about it no more.
Yep.
And after that, like, as soon as we were hanging out, the only thing I felt in my own perspective was like why they wanted to hang out with me was because like the time when they were kids, like when we were kids, they didn't get the chance of that exposure to like to the foreign culture and everything, to the pop culture and everything.
Right.
But as soon as like we grow up more and more, like these days, look at how it is. Like you could imagine like kids, like Thai kids, like the ones who grow up in like Thai culture, like they don't really have that much of like experience into like getting in touch with foreigners. But these days it's like once they just hear music, they just say hip hop, like they just want to say the word I'm into hip hop. Like even if they just listen to like maybe a Bruno Mars song, they don't give a fuck. They're gonna say yeah it's hip hop. Like I listen to hip hop. That's how it is.
Exactly.
They don't mind even dressing up like with the streetwear type of thing, and then they say I'm into hip hop. They don't know shit about hip hop. I understand, but they're gonna tell you, I love hip hop, this and that. I'm like, it's all good. So which means I understand that they have like back then they didn't get the exposure, but now they did.
So was it like a surprise at first? Like, yo, you used to like bully me, now you want to be my friend? Like, did you get caught off guard by that?
Well, how I say, I'd say, like, okay, thinking about the part where I got bullied, right, and then like coming back to see them again, I was like, it's more like when I see them, it's like it's kind of like a pain that you will never forget. Like it's a pain that I've never forgotten about it. But then it's like when I look at it, I'm like, shit, I survived through that. Like, okay, if I could survive through that, then
I can survive through anything.
Yeah, I can survive anywhere I want because it's like I passed through the worst already.
Right.
So there's nothing worse than that I could pass through again.
But they know that now if they do something, you can fuck them up.
Oh,
so.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
They ain't gonna say shit no
Hell
more.
yeah. Hell yeah. You know what? Actually, when you're talking about the fighting part, even like back then, none of them were able to fight with me even one-on-one because it was like they prefer to do like the group fight.
Yeah, that's what.
And hell yeah. Like that's how it is.
Right.
So it's like even back then they couldn't even fuck with me. Talking about now. If even now they don't even want to fuck with me because they see me, they're like, move back, like stay back, like move away from me. Yeah, hell yeah, lean back.
That joke.
Hell yeah.
So,
Remy Ma.
just to go back to you a little bit.
Let's get back to Ploy.
Yeah. So, at what point can you recollect that you started listening to hip hop or pop culture, basically, or black culture?
12 years old.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier that I've seen 50 Cent live when I was 14.
I'm jealous.
That was the
of
first
shit.
time, so it was like 50 Cent in that era. Like I grew up with R&B, Destiny Child.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like R&B hip hop back then, and it was big. It was huge.
Mhm.
So I grew up with it. And apart from that, I learned English myself. So that's how I learned English as well.
That's
Oh,
dope.
okay.
okay.
That's cool.
So
Just like what's it called? The Rich Chigga guy.
Oh, Rich Brian.
Rashiga.
Rich Brian. Which he changed his name to Rich Brian right
Rich
now.
Brian, yeah.
Yeah.
He learned English off
From
YouTube.
memes and everything.
And
Yeah.
he used to rap music. And
Yeah.
like, so
yeah,
that's
crazy, man.
right?
That's really
Oh, he
crazy.
moved
Even like for you to say that you learned it off of songs and stuff, that's pretty dope. Like you learned it English
True.
from that.
True.
Yeah, I know. Like I have more personal connection with you. I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
So you support the Denver Nuggets.
yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. That's really
Denver
odd.
Nuggets,
Exactly. So why
I just know McDonald's nuggets.
Smack Nuggets?
Straight up, to be honest, I was about to pull out that joke, but I was like, well, let me hold myself. And he just did that by himself already. I was like, okay.
You you only know Mac Nuggets and you only know the Miami Eats.
Miami eats.
Miami
How about
Eats.
that?
Hashtag Miami Eats.
That's fun.
Yo.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So
Okay, let's go on.
So you already know my favorite player is Allen Iverson.
Oh
But-
hell
Hey,
yeah.
Okay, I started like watching NBA and basketball when he was with Denver Nuggets.
Uh huh.
And
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony,
yeah,
James
Melo.
Harden,
Camelo.
J.R. Smith.
Oh
Yeah.
Jr. Okay.
Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, in the era, Coach Carl, he was my favorite.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I kind of like the way they play, even though they wasn't that good. I know what you guys think, but yeah.
They still ain't good,
Yeah.
but their borderline
Still
good.
ain't shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're borderline good because like last year they were ninth.
Yeah.
This
They
year they were
yeah,
ninth,
they
and
almost
if
made
they
the
were
playoffs.
in the East, they definitely make the playoffs for sure. If they were in the East,
They're
'cause-
not
I don't
too
shit on
bad.
Wait,
Things like that.
did they refill up beer?
yeah, we got one free.
Like they're not too bad, but
Yeah, exactly.
they're not the best team.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Best team.
building. They're building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they got Nikola Jokic. They got some really good guys too, like Gary Harris, Will
Yeah.
Barton,
Yeah, yeah.
and a lot of guys coming up.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Same
know.
shit. That's why I'm quiet as
I'm
fuck
just
right
kind of
now.
funny because like when you meet Thai people, right? They
Right.
usually like, have a connection with the most successful teams like Lakers.
Yep.
Now
Oh, yeah,
everybody's
in my era,
yeah.
a lot of Lakers.
Everybody
Lakers,
now is in
Westgate.
Yeah,
the
because of Kobe and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lakers,
Kobe,
and then
Curry.
Cavaliers, then
Yeah.
people now on the Golden State bandwagon,
Uh-huh.
and also very odd, right? I've seen a couple of Phoenix Suns fans.
Ah,
One
yeah.
of them is Pete.
Oh
Pete,
shit!
yeah, Pete
Shout out
Brenner.
to Pete.
Shout out to Pete, my nigga. So
Brenner.
like Pete is a Phoenix Sun fan,
Right.
and there was
Cool.
one time when Brian and I went to the airport to pick up something,
Yeah.
and we met a dude who's also a Phoenix Suns fan. And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I know we're not good, but I love Phoenix Suns."
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
boy.
No, that's not like bandwagon.
that's good
You
because
actually
like
choosing a team that
because
you like.
it's
and
very
like-
odd because how like the Phoenix Suns have not been good for like 10 years,
Right.
10, 15 years. So, and they have fans out here.
I can't remember that white point guard, the guy with the blonde hair, with Phoenix Sun. Do you remember
don't
the
know.
name?
Me neither,
I'm
man.
trying to recall. Remember?
Right now,
No, back then. Like,
oh okay.
yeah.
I didn't really pay much attention.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it Steve Nash?
Yeah, Steve
Steve Nash, yeah, Canadian. He
Canadian.
plays
He's
soccer
playing
really good.
Yeah.
He plays
I
soccer
just
really
know the
good.
names that they're talking
Yeah.
about, but I don't know shit right now.
Okay.
Now keep on.
No,
keep
actually,
on, keep on,
no.
keep going.
It's all good. At least it actually shows that
Yeah.
you're very immersed in pop culture. That
She
you,
is.
because when you come down to pop culture, we talk about
Right.
media artifacts, then we talk about basketball, we talk about music, like hip hop, rap, and R&B and shit.
Yep.
And you actually are immersed in all of that, which is not like you're a bandwagon or you need some kind of
I
black
actually hate that.
validation.
I actually hate that with like people this day, that they kind of like jump into the bandwagon with all this hip hop era.
Mhm.
Like they listen to hip hop because it's on radio,
Yep.
but they don't know anything about hip hop.
No.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to
They
hip hop,
just want to be cool.
yeah.
That's
and
how
that
it is.
frustrated me though.
So we talked about this last first episode of this of the zone, right?
Yeah.
Now I feel people listen to hip hop because they want to act cool,
Yep.
Yeah.
and deep in their heart they still fucking love EDM.
Damn
And
right.
It's like it pop EDM, like that was their life.
You know, I have this hypothesis, right?
Yeah.
And I want to throw it out there. I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I feel like people who listen to hip hop and rap fans and rap and R&B, they are most likely to date a black person.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
isn't like isn't.
Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
true?
yeah, that's like 50% true.
I feel that way. That
I'll give you 50 cents of that.
I feel like if I meet a girl who loves hip hop,
Uh-huh.
I'm most likely to smash.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you this.
Like it's always been that way.
Even on Tinder, right?
Right.
When I read the profile.
Oh yeah, they
I
like
love
to add
hip-hop.
love
love-
movie, hip hop, this
Yeah,
and
yo,
that.
yo,
I do right.
yeah, yeah.
I'm going right.
Yeah, to
Because
that.
they have 50% chance of matching.
Almost the same time. Almost the same tactics too sometimes.
I don't
So,
say anything
alright.
on my Tinder like that. Though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have any
put
bio.
anything that two words like
Yo,
what I
and they
like.
say,
My
I love
Facebook-
hip hop, and then you
my
swipe, it's like Mac
my
Lamar. It's like,
Oh hell
that's
yeah!
not
What the
hip
hell?
hop.
Damn right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn right.
My Facebook, like Tinder.
That's not
just-
hip hop.
Like me though.
Ah!
Like me, I don't put anything like kind of give a hint towards what I like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
but-
I just feel like it's something I've always thought about in my head, and I just feel like, yo, like this could be